Homeboys, we are back. And we're going to be doing a little run here in Monster Hunter Wilds. I've been addicted to this game since it came out, and we're just going to go ahead and do a little tempered Arkveld run here. Now, you'll all already notice that I'm not warping to a better point to get to him faster. I'm just, like, legitimately doing this run. There's no speed running involved here. I'm just taking my time, getting to the monster. Now, of course, speed runs are very awesome. That's what most people like to watch for this game. But I thought it'd be interesting to show a little different perspective about the game. Show how a run can go when everything goes horribly wrong. So, hope you guys enjoy it. And hope my commentary doesn't grate on anyone's nerves here. Alright, so we started off with a sneak attack and also the corrupted mantle. That's pretty much how most runs will start. I'm using the bow. I've been a bow main since Monster Hunter World. It's my favorite weapon. Just the idea of being a bow master is like something very appealing to me, so that's the weapon that always clicked. Alright, Tempered Arkveld is pretty much the monster you're going to be hunting a majority of the time for the end game of this game here. He's where you can get your best drops, like you get monster materials that you can use at all sorts of different locations to get different types of upgrading materials, like Auricalcite for your Artean weapons, and if you want to go for armor upgrades, you can get the armor spheres and things like that. So most people are just hunting this guy. Alright, his attacks are very cool looking, I will admit, but as far as flagship monsters go, so Arkveld is the flagship monster of Monster Hunter Wilds. I'm not really the biggest fan of him. I was more so a fan of, like, Nergigante from Worlds, I think is my favorite flagship. Speaking of which, World is the first Monster Hunter game that I played, so I'm a newcomer. I'm a fiver to the series, which is why you may see me or hear me referencing Monster Hunter World a lot here. And the flagship in Monster Hunter Rise was Magna Mallow. He was okay. I didn't really have too much of an issue with him. But Arkveld is pretty cool, but as far as, like, flagships go, I think he's definitely the lamest out of the modern trilogy of Monster Hunter. So far, this is a good-looking run, right? Like, I'm getting all my perfect dodges. I'm just peppering him with all these attacks. He's very weak to Pierce, by the way. So if you want to rack up a lot of damage on Arkveld, you want to use Pierce on his wings and try to hit the chains if you can, because those all give you hit zones. Also, if you can, like, get him at an angle like that where you can hit him vertically, you can hit through his first wing into the other wing. And also, if the head is there, you can hit through the head. So Pierce just obliterates this guy, right? It's really good. There we had the chicken monster. I can't remember his name, but he made a little cameo appearance in the video there. Yeah, so like I said, very realistic run. It's nothing too crazy here. I'm not the best when it comes to gameplay. I'm just, like, average. Maybe even below average. But, yeah, we're running this weapon here. I haven't even fully upgraded this weapon yet either. I still need to get a couple of tempered level 7 or 8 monster runs to get the tickets to fully upgrade this. This is the Arkveld bow that I'm using here with Pierce. Alright, again, another really nice time dodge there. I'm sucking a lot less than usual. Alright, but we're still peppering him with Pierce. He's not very weak to elemental. Like, a couple of weapons, for example, bow and dual blades, will be trying to deal a lot of elemental damage against this guy, but he's more so weak to raw damage than elemental, so mostly what people do against him, they'll use, like, high stacking attack builds to get the most DPS. Alright, I don't know why I stopped to heal there. That was a bad idea. The bow is very weak. What's interesting about the bow is that it's weaker when it's unsheathed, like when you have the weapon unequipped, because you can't use the perfect dodge to, like, keep yourself safe all the time. So trying to heal with the bow actually sucks. So typically what I'll do when I'm fighting, I'll just leave all the healing to my cat, and I'll focus on doing whatever damage I can. Alright, here we got hit by Dragon Blythe. He does do that. He inflicts Dragon Blythe on you, which is pretty sucky because it lowers your damage if you're using elements. Yeah, ideally what I would want to do is just, like, heal that Dragon Blight, but unequipping my weapon, not something I'm really interested in doing here. Alright, we're just hitting... We opened up a wound on him. By the way, I'm playing the weapon very similarly to how you'd play it in World or Rise, where mostly what you want to do is just dodge and shoot. The bow had a very one-dimensional, one-note playstyle in the previous games, but in this one, there's actually a lot of mix-ups, which is keeping the weapon feel very interesting and very fresh. Like, we have the Swallow attack, which is pretty cool. That one is like a jumping shot. I actually should be using that a lot more, because it helps with stamina conservation and also mobility. But a lot of times, I just forget that I even have it. Also, another cool thing you can do is the... I'm not sure what it's called. Just the focus arrow, the focus shot. A lot of the weapons have really busted focus shots in this game. Focus is one of the reasons why people think the game is too easy. And I kind of agree to an extent. Alright, but for the most part, Arkveld is not too tough of a monster. He telegraphs his attacks very easily, which is why you'll see me just dodging so frequently here. Yeah, there I used the Swallow shot. It's pretty cool. It can look really cool if you do it at the right time. But again, I'm still trying to get used to the new moveset for Bow. Also trying to get used to how high the stamina consumption is in this game. That was one of the balance choices for sure that they made with the bow. You just make all the attacks consume so much stamina, so you can't just dodge and shoot continuously. Alright, there I unequipped my weapon I was trying to heal, which is why I got killed. Yeah, it seems counterintuitive, right? Just having your weapon out and just keep on attacking is safer than trying to heal for some reason. But it just is. Not sure why, but it just is. Alright, so of course we got to get the cart in there. Wouldn't be a like non-speedrun run in Monster Hunter if we didn't cart at least one time. Alright, Arkveld, his roar really sounds like the Cloverfield monster roar. I don't know how many people picked up on that, but to me, every time he roars, it just sounds like Cloverfield roaring. Yeah, and all of a sudden, I'm doing really bad damage here. I'm not sure what happened to my DPS all of a sudden. It seems like I switched weapons without realizing it. It's cool that they give you the option to run a second weapon. Yeah, I absolutely have swapped my weapon by accident here. Because you'll see I'm not doing Dragon Element damage anymore, and that's why my damage output has dropped significantly here. So basically, I'm fighting the final boss tempered with the starting weapon. So yeah, just, I mean, more comedy that could ensue in this run here. Yeah, like, during the run, I was wondering, like, what the hell happened to my DPS? Like, why am I not doing any damage? But after looking back at the footage, now I realize. Yeah, and here also another comedic aspect. I accidentally swapped to poison coating without even realizing it. So what you want to do, of course, is just use Pierce on this guy, because Pierce damage is what he's weak to. But out of nowhere, I just, like, swapped to poison coats, and I didn't even notice. So now the rest of the run is just a poison coat Arkveld run with starting weapon. Alright, took a second to heal there. And he's just going to run away. Yeah, see, the cat is really OP in this game. The cat will just heal you non-stop. So it's not even that big of a deal if you just keep attacking the monster and don't even try to heal yourself. Alright, getting some more of those perfect dodges. I don't know why I'm bothering, though, because at this point, like, this run has been completely neutered by all of the shenanigans that I've done to myself. Also, another thing to note, I don't know how much that came into play here, but my controller is actually busted. The left analog stick has drift on it, so every time I just, for some reason, it'll go left, even though I'm not trying to go left at all times. Not sure. Yeah, I don't think that really happened too much in this run, but maybe in another run that I might have done, the busted controller would rear its ugly head. All right, there. We got to get the double carts in there, too. Otherwise, it's not Monster Hunter. All right, am I even going to be able to finish this run? I don't even remember. Because I recorded a couple of runs here. But obviously, the best run was a pretty good-looking run with a decent time. But that's no fun. No one wants to see that. We want to see what happens when everything goes wrong, which is exactly what's happening here. All right, so we got him to trip there. If you've familiarized yourself with Monster Hunter World, this should be a familiar position for the monsters for you. All they seem to do is roll over and cry for help. But, I mean, World is just such an awesome game anyway. I don't even care. To me, World was the game of the decade for the 2010s. Even though it came out all the way at the end of... When was World? Like 2018 or 2019? I don't know, but I will say World was easily my favorite game of the decade there. All right, so we got him on low health. We can go for a capture now, which I think I'm going to go for. But before that, I'm going for the focus shot there just to get a trip so we can make it a little easier. Yeah, and of course, like I said, everything has to go wrong. So he flies away before I can capture him. Now, here what happened, I thought you just had to press the circle button to pick up the trap, but you got to hold the circle button. So I was just like mashing circle there, wondering why I couldn't pick up the trap. Not realizing you had to hold down the circle button. Alright, so we're just following him. This is a pretty cool backdrop for this locale when it's thunderstorming. Makes it look really nice. Overall, though, I'm more a fan of the locales from the other games. Like Rise and World, I thought had way better locales overall than Monster Hunter Wilds, unfortunately. Because this game was advertised as being kind of open world-ish. With like all the locales were connected together. You could just seamlessly move between them. But, I don't know. I wasn't really the biggest fan of the locales here. So this should be just about the end of the hunt here. We're just going to capture him and get out of here. We could do another sneak attack if we wanted to, but not really much point. So there you go. We just end the hunt right there. I guess we can take a quick look at the rewards before we also end the video. So we got a gem out of that, which is pretty good. The gems can be used for some good stuff. And then those are the parts we got, the decorations. I did the exploit with the Midnight Blossoms, so I don't really need any of that stuff anymore. But there you guys go. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section down below. It's your boy Tacho signing out. Here's my build just to show it. And I will catch y'all again on the flip side.